Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast, Boots on the Ground, number 9. This edition of Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by Axon Tire, helping dealers move more iron for the past 100 years. For more information, go to axontire.com.
Axon would like to give the loyal listeners of the Moving Iron Podcast a free Axon Tire resource mouse pad, but not one, two.
Two, baby.
Pads, plural.
Yeah.
If you would like these mouse pads, the resource portion, you're looking at it, man, that 8630 has 20.8s, but I can't find them online. What do I need? Go to your resource mouse pad. You need a 520.
That's right.
R38.
Get some.
There you go. 8630. Shift and C range.
Yep.
If you would like those mouse pads, you can go to axontiretips.com, fill out the form, and receive them. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Nice. Hey, Tim, how do you say two in Australian?
Two.
Awesome. Valley Transportation has been hauling ag and construction equipment across the country for the past 33 years. Call Parker at 800-657-4910 for all your trucking needs at Valley Transportation. Our goal is to help you reach yours.
And no matter how you buy ag equipment from a dealer, auction, or private party, AgDirect can finance it. You can even apply on agdirect.com, and you can learn more about all your financing options at agdirect.com.
Right on. Moving Iron Podcast is also brought to you by TractorZoom, with access to over $20 billion worth of heavy equipment sales data. TractorZoom's Iron Comps is the industry's trusted solution for transparent heavy equipment values and auctionable pricing insights. So in case you didn't pick up on the joke there, we got Tim Short back on from Walkabout Creek in Australia.
There you go.
That's Crocodile Dundee, bro. There we go. But
that's not a knife. This is a knife.
So,
how many times did you hear that in the 80s, Tim?
Yeah.
So Tim
still hear it now.
Yeah, no shit.
So Tim is guy we met online. He talk to us back and forth. Got him on here. He works for a Case dealership over there in Australia. So Tim, tell everybody where you work at and kind of the geographical area that you guys cover.
So I work in central west of New South Wales, state on the eastern coast of Australia. We are about 400 k's west of Sydney. And we have 3 dealerships. The townships we operate in Narromine, Warren and Gilgandra, predominantly dry land wheat. We do have irrigated cotton. Macquarie Valley is one of the founding cotton growing valleys in Australia. So it makes up a large portion of what we do. We also have a large portion of livestock, being sheep and cattle. You'd love that, Aaron, sheep.
Absolutely, except they're the wrong kind. Oh, not the Dorpers. There's more and more Dorpers.
We run Dorpers as well. Yeah, that's it.
A lot of Rambouillets, though, right? Australia is the land of Merino.
Merino,
yeah.
Wool, yeah.
Yep.
Rambouillet, huh?
I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
All right.
I had my little geek out session.
You had your minute.
I'm good.
That's good. Yeah.
I about went down there and started stuffing wool bags and trimming hooves, but we don't have time.
Yeah, I know. So Tim, come on. We're going to talk a little bit about what's happening there in Australia. So Australia is the complete opposite of what we're at right now, and different times of the season, those things kind of going on. So,
for instance, we're in t-shirts,
right,
and he's in a hoodie inside.
Right. It's cold. It's cold, wet, which is quite unseasonable for this time of the year. We're not usually as wet as what we have been. So we're coming out of the back of 3 really super wet winters. And the challenge we have at the moment is, and again, we're directly opposite to you with your weather. You guys are quite dry, which is unseasonable. We're struggling to finish off winter crop planting, and also too, especially in the Macquarie Valley, we're struggling there's some guys that are not even 50% through pick. In a normal year, we would be well and truly done.
Okay, so you're being bogged down then, yeah.
Yeah, we are. And I was talking to a farmer the other day, and he was saying the challenge is going. This is going to be the challenge at harvest time because there's so much time between when they first start planning to when they're going to finish. It's going to be stop, start, which is going to be a challenge.
Harvest nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, so complete opposite to you guys.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're not the complete opposite of us when it comes to equipment availability and getting stuff to you. I've got to imagine that we're struggling over here where most of the stuff's getting manufactured. And I got to believe just because of lead times getting stuff across the ocean, out of ports and everything else, that you just have got to have this huge extrapolation of what we think is bad. You probably wish you had. So I guess as you're looking at that situation right now, Tim, what are some of the struggles you're seeing, and how are you communicating that with your customers? And then I guess also, what are your customers' reaction to that?
So I guess we've been in this path for a little while now. So in terms of communicating with our customers, it's a weekly, or as soon as we know the information, we're passing it on to our customers.
Right.
It's the only way to be. Probably 90% of the customers this has been our normal, I guess you could say. So whilst they're not overly happy, they're accepting of the situation. They know that that's just life now. And I think what we're going to start to see is we're probably going to start to see those opportunistic guys have to start planning their equipment purchases instead of, gone are going to be the days where they wake up and they're like, I need a new Magnum, I'm going to go buy one today. That isn't going to happen.
Right.
So they're gonna have to be more planning. Okay. And your guys probably do this better than what our guys do in terms of when they're going to plan to put machines in. So yeah, I think it's going to change their purchasing decisions and planning.
Yeah. Well, and we noticed that, like, with the early order programs this year, they were open for about 30 seconds.
I did hear that.
Right. We had everything already done, already in the hopper, and it's go, click enter, done. The world sold out like instantly.
Yeah.
So
it didn't take very long. Yeah.
Man, it's just crazy. Even, it used to be, you could not talk a guy into ordering a planter in June. He's like, I just got done. How am I supposed to put my name on something now that I won't see for a year? And now it's like, please put your name on this, and we hope we see it in a year.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes, get two of them, because that other one will be 2 years later, and that'll be my second trade. So,
yeah, absolutely. We've had customers do that as well. The same thing. Right. Well, I've got one and I'm waiting for it. So by the time that one gets here, I'm probably going to be not far off needing another one. So I might as well put the order in for another one now.
Right.
And we've been a little bit the same with combine harvesters. We've always had the early order program, and people have been prepared to wait. It's probably not drama. Is not actually getting the combines. It is more so the fronts that we're having trouble with.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a worldwide issue from one of the front suppliers.
So last time you were on here, we were talking about used equipment and kind of how the buying pattern of used equipment buyers were and those kind of things. And you were talking about, the late model, low hour stuff. There was questions about why would you be getting rid of this stuff this early? Have you seen any change in that with guys that are like, I have a chance to really maybe make a few dollars by selling this, assuming that I've got one to replace it with? I mean, are you seeing some of that trickle down where maybe there's a little more openness to some late model, low hour stuff in your area?
I think it is starting to change, but I think the scarcity of equipment is starting to change that mindset.
Yeah. Right.
So there's a tractor sitting on the fence. I need it. I'm going to get it, because if I don't, someone else is going to. So it's probably not so much the questioning, more so now, compared to what it was earlier. They're just like, we're going to book that.
Yeah, right. There it is. It's available now. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
right.
it.
Are you seeing a lot? Are you seeing some transactional stuff between, farmer to farmer type of thing? Are you seeing some of that kind of stuff where they're circumventing the whole process altogether and just selling more stuff on their own?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of guys, and in some cases, we're also encouraging that because we don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, they're going to get more money, which is going to reduce their changeover.
Right.
So yeah, we're saying that the only danger with that is because it is so easy to sell at the moment, they're all going to think that it's very easy.
Forever.
Selling is a very easy process, but it's not, because when it's tough, it's tough.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Soak it up now, guys, because how much is that? 169. Okay, write it up.
Yeah.
It's gonna end. And everybody's got to learn how to sell again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But given what we've noticed a lot of here, which ties into the guys selling their own machinery, this whole gamut is you might have a tractor that brings 100 at an auction, but never in a million years would we even ask that. We're still at like an ask 90 and take less. And you get so much feed into that world, and guys going, well, everything's up. Well, certain things are up. Everything's hard to get, but certain things are up. Not all of it is up. The banged out high-hour stuff, it's still a commodity. It is what it is. So you run into we're seeing more and more of that, which is fueling, to piggyback with what you guys are doing. Here's our number. You might get this. You're more than welcome to have at it. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And it works well. It's fallback position, and go for it.
So right now you're in the middle of cotton harvest, right? And you've got some planting going on, some seeding going on, some wheat and those kind of things. So I guess talk about that a little bit and what you see happening there. I know you've got some weather struggles like you talked about. It's wet, so whether you're planting or harvesting right now, when it's wet and nasty out, it always sucks. So I'm sure you got just the most upbeat and happy customers on the planet right now. But if you were to take a step back and take a look, I mean, price of cotton right now is doing really well. Obviously, price of wheat's doing good too. So I guess in your area, are you seeing more wheat get planted and more guys planning to look at cotton? Especially cotton going into the spring, a lot could change between now and then. But do you see a lot more wheat acres going in, and are you seeing a lot more upbeat kind of thought processes around wheat than anything else right now?
Yeah, there is a lot more up. Like, they're all very buoyant at the moment because commodities are up. That's been a long time since it's been like this. The other thing too, especially with cotton, so because 99% of the cotton grown here is flood irrigated.
Okay.
So our water storage dams are full. So there is, depending on the season, but there is probably 2 to maybe 3 years of water stored. So cotton growers are excited about that.
Okay.
So we're looking it's going to look very favourable for the next 3 years, especially in that cotton sector. And I can't see pricing. I can't see the bottom falling out of that anytime soon.
Right.
In terms of dryland wheat and cereals, there's a lot of wheat going in. They've probably cut back on their oil seeds. So we do grow a lot of canola here, but probably not as much as they do in the south. They've probably cut that back a little bit just due to the wet conditions. But that's going to be the challenge, I think, because some guys have started it was dry. They started, then it's been wet, then they've had to stop, then they've started again. So harvest time is going to be a real staggered harvest.
Right.
However, in getting out and talking to farmers, yes, it's a challenge, but they're like, we'd prefer to have this than dust.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot more opportunities in what they're doing, and couple that with livestock as well. You know, a lot of these bigger dryland guys have got a flock of livestock, so you know they're still bringing really good money as well. So that they're not chasing feed and water and things like that for them.
Yep, sure, absolutely. All right, Tim. So looking out right now, I guess as you look out, what going through the end of the year here, I mean, you're in winter, right? Your winter months are right now, so you're middle of winter. First day of winter was 2 days ago for you, so you have that going on, and so I guess as you look through this going into spring, are you getting any kind of indication? Are you seeing anything, some light at the end of the tunnel that's going to break open a little bit and get the supply of parts and equipment and those kind of things to you?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've thought a lot about that. I think the only way it's going to fast track is if we have a slowing in demand. Now, in Australia, we've just had a change of government as well. So that's something that's happened since. And we've got record inflation. And obviously the only way to keep a lid on inflation is to increase interest rates.
Yep.
Now, a lot of us work on subsidised interest rates, be it from CNH Capital or John Deere Financial. However, those interest rates will still rise, I think. And I think that may start to put the brakes on, which it might start to slow the market, which will allow manufacturers to catch up. That's the only thing I can really see. Or if the Bureau of Meteorology is completely wrong and we go into a La Nina phase or a El Nino phase, and our conditions back off. That's the only thing. There's got to be something that's going to be the leveler, I guess. And it's going to be one of those two things, I think, to slow that market down.
Something to hit reset a little bit.
Yeah, that's it, the reset. Absolutely. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on that with what you're seeing in your markets.
You know, I think we're seeing something very similar, Tim. I mean, we look at, we're switching from a La Nina to an El Nino phase as well. And, for us means that we're going to go from a warmer, drier type of climate to more of a cooler, wetter type of climate, and kind of give some really good opportunities to see some things there. We have a few other things that are kind of in play right now. If you look at our weather patterns and those kind of things that could have a dramatic effect on overall production, and not in a lack of production, but a really huge upscale in production and what that looks like over the next couple of years. So we have an opportunity to really see some things move in a direction that take us down from this, $7, $8, corn thing to something more like maybe it's $4.50 or $5. Maybe it's $6. Who knows what that looks like?
$5 corn is a new $3.
Yeah. It's weird to say that. But then you start looking at right now, I mean, if you look at our futures right now, I want to say July wheat is $10.65, which has come down quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
It was almost $13 there for a minute.
Wow,
so
that's unreal.
So we've seen some stuff there, but I think a lot of this stuff is settling down. Again, the inflationary thing, just like you talked about, or not record high inflation, but we're the highest inflation we've seen in 40 years, since the 80s, and what we got going on there. So there's a lot of headwinds that we're facing against right now. But I can't say that when we step back and take a look at the overall marketplace that there's any lack of demand, right? Interest rates have come up.
No.
Oh God, I bet interest rates have risen 4.5% since the first of the year.
Doubled.
So we went from
that's your cash. Doubled. Is that your cash cash. That's your basis cash rate from the reserve bank.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll take that back. No, from our reserve bank, we've gone up 1.5 points. Now we're supposed to see another 3/4 of a point jump up. I'm talking like, like the lending institutions that, Jonathan Financials or AgDirects, those kind of folks. We've seen, we went from right around 2.5 to 3 to, here we are almost hitting right about 6, Depending on what it is, we're going to see some jumps next month, see what those things happen. But with all that being said, nope, I have yet to see anybody go, you know what, this interest rate thing is just it's too scary for me, and I'm gonna back off right now. Right. I've not seen anybody do that yet, and I really thought when we hit 5.5% and 6% that we would see some of that, but we haven't. And I don't know if you're seeing something like that where you have customers that are sitting back going like, oh man, this inflation deal and interest rates, maybe we should stop a little bit. But kind of what you said earlier, it doesn't sound like they are either.
No, it's not. We're not seeing that. And I can remember many years ago, selling or financing equipment at 8.5%, and the market was still buying it at 8.5%. So there is always going to be an appetite for that. But I think coming out of, and I guess we've got some younger farmers, especially in our area, that are coming up, the next generation who've not seen that in the past 10 years. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, you see that a lot with the up and comers, if you will, and those guys going, wow, 6% interest. Be like, you could put a 1 in front of that, a few decades ago. So hold on, man. It could get wild before it gets better, but
no, I think,
and that's just the world we're in. There's nothing one single soul can do about it except deal with what you're given. So
that's exactly right, man. Right. We've got a lot of opportunity, I think, to see some stuff happen. It will be interesting, though. This is something, and you tell me what you think here too, Tim, what you see in your areas, is that once, the factories get caught up and everyone's getting their stuff like they're supposed to be getting it, a lot of this, I'll take it, at any price thing is going to go away pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Hopefully.
Once supply and catches up with demand. So I guess, what are you seeing that from that perspective? Are you seeing something similar to that?
Yeah, I think it will. But what'll happen? Supply will free up and we'll be in a screaming drought in Australia, which will bring back demand.
Right.
Unfortunately. So, because realistically, the next dry period is not that far away. So based on records.
Right.
So we'll
and you guys have drought like the rest of the world doesn't. When you guys have drought, it is crazy drought.
It is. And I guess the last drought that we've just come out of, or the 3-year drought from about 17 to about 20, was by far the worst that anyone has ever seen in living memory. So, and I guess because it was so severe and for so long, people are still struggling with a little bit of PTSD from that, if you know what I mean. If it hasn't rained for 2 weeks, people are going, oh, shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's getting dry.
Yeah.
So,
it didn't rain this week. Turn that tractor off.
That's it. So, but I think that's probably what we're going to see. Casey, I think, I would agree with what you're seeing down there in terms of the fact that it will take it at any price is going to quickly evaporate.
Yeah, when it does, it's going to cause a big problem.
It is
a big problem. I mean, a bigger problem, not just for the dealers, but whole market. I mean, it's just going to be a big chain reaction.
And that's
across the board.
That's the challenge, I guess, for dealers, is picking when that happens, because you don't want to be loaded with inventory when that does happen, because, our customers have to order so far out. We've got to do the same thing. Right. So at what time do we put the brakes on? That's why we have to be analyzing what's going on so we can maybe start to pick a pattern so that we can woo up on the ordering and get retailed what's coming our way, because that floor plan interest can be quite relentless.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they like getting paid.
They don't ever forget about it.
They never do. They're like, we sent that bill, didn't we? We'll get them next month. Yeah.
Well, we sent that check. It's number 6893. Oh, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
That was close.
They almost caught us.
Yeah.
Got us.
Yeah.
So, well, good stuff, man. Tim, anything else you want to make sure we talk about here before we close down the podcast?
No, I think that's about. I think we've covered most things that are happening. So, it's just going to be interesting to pick that. That slow. I think that'll be the next thing for focus for us as well, is picking when that market's going to turn around, or when that demand's going to slow.
Right.
Yeah, I already got it. I already have my day picked. When it's going to happen, I'm still not telling anybody. Yep. See, exactly what I thought. Told you guys. I mean,
when it happens, you can say, "Yeah, that's it."
See, I told you the whole time.
Yeah, that's it.
I've never had in my head the whole time.
Yep.
So, all right, Tim. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to be on here. I know you're on your Saturday afternoon right now, so I appreciate you taking the time to be on here, man.
Yeah, no problems at all. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you guys. Thank you.
How's the rugby season?
Not too bad. We're 6 from 7, and we've got a rugby game this afternoon. So yeah, we've got our young fellas playing on the senior ground. So that's a big thing for them.
Right on.
So yeah.
Hell yeah.
That'll be cool. All right, man. So Tim, folks want to reach out to you, get more information about what it is you're doing, man. What's the best way to do that?
The best way to do that is obviously by my email, which is tim@3rm.com.au.
Okay. Aaron, what's the best way to get hold of you?
Call me, text me, 308-760-1193. Also on Facebook and LinkedIn by my name, Aaron Fintel. On Twitter, the Ag Twitterverse @AARonFintel. And email aaron.fintel@movingironllc.com. And what about you, Mr. Seymour?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @MovingIronLLC, LinkedIn @MovingIronPodcast, and you can see us all on the YouTube channel that we have here. That's the Moving Iron Podcast YouTube channel, and it's the video version of what we're doing here. So check that out. You can also, if you want to see all the stuff Moving Iron related, go to MovingIronLLC.com, and you'll see blog posts, the library of the Moving Iron Podcast, plus all the information for the Moving Iron Summit coming up in Nashville, Tennessee, September 6th, 7th, and 8th, which I hope to see you at, Tim. Hopefully you can make the trek across the ocean there. That'd be great.
Start paddling, buddy.
You by the time just go, you'll be here before you know it. And so if you're interested in that, check that out. All the information is there, or you can send me an email at movingironpodcast@movingironpodcast.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good friend Alex Yuchenko is over in Ukraine right now delivering humanitarian aid. If you're interested in helping Alex, go to the show notes here, and you'll see a link to his GoFundMe page. Check that out. And or you can just go to GoFundMe.com, and you can help. You go to help Alex deliver
humanitarian aid to the Ukraine.
No, from
Poland to the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So check that out, and you'll be able to help him out there. So with that, I am Casey Seymour with Aaron Fennell and Tim Short. Let's go, smart folks. Out.
Moving iron in the 21st century.